Hi there. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. In today's show, major infrastructure work on the Mandela Highway. Plus, we'll explore the path towards an e-government system for Jamaica. Later, learn how we can all help to make our roadways safer. Sit back and relax with these and more to come as we turn the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Up next, steps being taken towards an e-government system.
The banner behind me says growth. We're not emphasizing the digital society because it sounds good. We're emphasizing the creation of the digital society because it will bring economic growth and job creation to the Jamaican economy and society. The conventional thinking is that the more we integrate technology, then the more jobs become at risk. I'm certain that that is not the experience or the case. There may be need for retooling, retraining, and of course, the integration of technology liberates existing staff from doing functions that are suboptimal to doing functions that are far more productive. So I wanted to make this point to the public sector that we should embrace technology because it is good for economic growth and job creation. It has taken almost a decade for us to reach to the point where we are now, for the implementation of the first real strategy for the introduction of a system-wide use of technology, and that is the National Identification System. So we are taking steps to increase the efficiency of the public bureaucracy by integrating technology. And the first strategy is to identify every single Jamaican uniquely. That means that every single Jamaican will have an account in the national database, in the National Civil Registry. And that account will hold your identity information. And that identity information will allow you to be verified and authenticated in all the databases that are held across government. So just so that we're not confused, it is not the attempt of the government of Jamaica to have information on all citizens in one place. We want to maintain your privacy. We want to give you the assurance that your data is safe and that what we don't need to know, we don't need to know. We tend to look at the technology in identifying as, yes, we now can find you, but it's not finding you to enforce or impose. Think about the hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans who we have never found to assist with PATH, who need the benefit, but the state just doesn't identify them. So giving identity to the Jamaican people will allow them not just to participate in the real world, but they will now be able to participate in the digital world. So in creating the National Identification System as the first step towards achieving the digital society, we will be making the delivery of public services far more efficient, and that will contribute to greater inclusion, but greater economic growth and job creation as well. All of this has to be coordinated. So we have signed off on our GovNet strategy. We have signed off on our e-governance policy. We are now trying to create the Chief Information Officer post, and that post will be responsible for moving the entire government along the digital platform. So I just thought that I would share with the heads of agencies, the permanent secretaries, members of the private sector who are gathered here, the government's commitment towards creating Jamaica as the first totally digital e-government in this region. So we're going to be the next totally digital government next to Estonia.
Major infrastructure work is taking place on the Mandela Highway to create a more safe and efficient roadway. Let's take a look at the work that will increase the number of lanes and improve travel time.
Transformation of the Mandela Highway into a more efficient and safe motorway is important to the country's economic development.
Persons will be able to get to work feeling more energized. They'll be able to get to work earlier. There should be a reduction in the loss of productive time. Fuel is not produced here in Jamaica. It is something that we have to spend foreign exchange to purchase. And so if vehicles become more fuel efficient in terms of being able to get to from point A to point B that much quicker, then that should also redound to the benefit of the country generally, because we'll be able to reduce our fuel bill.
Mandela Highway is one of the main arterial links between the Kingston metropolitan area, where industrial activities are more robust, and the northern, western and southern sections of the island. Statistics collected in 2015 show that it carries 1.5 times more traffic than any other road on the island. Widening and improvement of the road takes into account current traffic flow and future demands that will be driven by the real estate and commercial investments being targeted by the government.
There is the plan to implement the Cayman as economic zone development, and so this structure will facilitate all of these.
The current upgrading work focuses on 3.6 kilometers of road between the 6 miles overpass bridge and the on-ramp to the Highway 2000 East-West corridor. The construction is being carried out by China Harbour Engineering Company Czech under a $64 million contract. It's part of the major infrastructure development project that's being financed through a concessionary loan from the government of China. The contract to widen and upgrade Mandela Highway was signed in July 2016 and work started a month later. When it's completed in 24 months, the number of lanes should be increased from 4 to 6 and the road will be lifted in some sections. In addition, the eastbound ramp to Washington Boulevard will be increased to 2 lanes, up from the current single lane.
We are building 3 bridges. We are also going to be putting in an overpass bridge to facilitate especially the students who attend the Hydel group of schools.
A new bridge is also being constructed over the Fresh River, and the Dehaney River box culvert is being upgraded. The median, as people now know it, will be replaced by a solid jersey barrier. In a swampy area referred to as Ferry that's prone to flooding, construction similar to that used on the Portmore Toll Road is being employed.
It is soil nourishing. We are putting in some 45,000 of these. They'll act as piles on which the embankment will sit. So you'll see the machines doweling into the ground, picking up the soil, which is then mixed with the cement, which is then poured back into these holes. And it will harden, and what you'll have is the area will become like a bedrock in those areas.
Asphaltic layer will then be placed on top of the base material of marl and crushed stone. A service road is also being provided on the northern side of the highway from the Ferry Police Station to the 6 miles JPS Transformer Station, and will be connected to the main road via a partial Diamond Exchange overpass bridge. This service road will have 2 3.5-meter lanes and sidewalks, and will be designed to have access from several locations along the Mandela Highway. This is to give safe access to motorists and pedestrians from the adjacent developments. Some level of shifting or changes to the flow of traffic is expected during construction to allow for the work to be completed. The traffic management plan includes constructing temporary lanes from Highway 2000 to Hydel. Traffic will be shifted to the southern side temporary lanes while the northern side is worked on. And in the vicinity of Hydel, Kingston-bound traffic will cross over the median to the northern temporary lanes. In the vicinity of the new overpass bridge, traffic will travel on temporary lanes on either side. A temporary ramp will be constructed in the vicinity of 6 miles, which will be used by Washington Boulevard and Spanish Town Road traffic, while the existing ramp is under construction. When the northern side is completed, 4 lanes of traffic will be transferred to the north so that construction can take place on the south lanes. During construction of the southern box culvert at 6 miles, Spanish Town Road traffic will be transferred to the median, and traffic will be shifted to the designated lanes on the new Mandela Highway when the southern lanes are completed. Based on the design, the road is to last for at least 20 years before any major work may be required.
We expect that at the end of the process, all will be comfortable, and most, if not all persons, will be very happy with the product that we'll be delivering.
A second phase is in the making.
The government is thinking of another phase to continue the development all the way to the Old Harbour Road roundabout. And so those works that you would have seen, those are preliminaries with a view to coming up with an appropriate design, which will then be costed, and the government will then make a decision as to the way forward.
Another major infrastructure transformation, enabling efficient and reliable movement of people and goods, and setting the foundation for social and economic growth.
The ways in which we all conduct ourselves while using the roadways can either make our journey safe or dangerous. We all want to avoid the danger and be safe. So we'll look now at how to do just that.
Speeding through life off and the traffic lights till somebody get hurt and the tears start cry. Save a life for the kids, for you and I, save kids' lives. Make the road safe whether day or night, for pedestrians, passengers, cars and bikes. Save a life for the kids, for you and I, save kids' lives.
Hey man, it's our job to keep the road them safe. Have to take care of the youth them so we know them safe. And obey the road code, don't race. No bother with the speeding, cause make face. And check your light them on your tires and brakes. Riders on the pillions who left the helmet. I put on the cell phone, no send no text. No matter what color they on your plate.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road.
Hey, follow me. Well, everybody drive good and walk good. Then teach the youth them how to cross good. I beg you obey the road signs, park good. And put the young ones in a car seats, all good. And everybody drive good and walk good. And we say young and old, I beg you gas good. Remember the dark clothes at night, that is not good. From you I use up the sidewalk, it's all good.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, when you're on the road.
Conjunctivitis, otherwise known as pink eye, is caused by viruses which enter the eye through contaminated surfaces such as your hand, wash rags, cosmetics, handkerchiefs, contact lenses, and other personal items. Symptoms include redness, watery, itchy, and/or burning eyes, as well as hypersensitivity to light and grainy feeling in the eyes. To prevent pink eye infection, do not share makeup, eye drops, wash rags, towels, or pillowcases. Also, avoid coming into contact with persons with pink eye. If you experience symptoms of pink eye, wash your hands with soap and water regularly. Avoid rubbing the eyes and see your doctor. Do not attend school, work, or other crowded places until the infection clears up. For more information, visit the Ministry of Health website, moh.gov.jm.
On the board this week, Arise Shine Apostolic and Deliverance Ministries, in partnership with the Jamaica Council of Churches, will be launching a crisis counseling center and ministry response for persons affected by gender-based violence and HIV/AIDS. The launch will take place on Saturday, August 5 at 10 a.m. at 15 Parkington Plaza, Halfway Tree Road. It's beside VMBS. Speakers include Rosemary Stone and Reverend Grace O. Adigold. For more information, call 898-3357 or 545-3243. The Caribbean School of Nursing at the University of Technology will be hosting its third biennial Nursing and Midwifery Research Conference. The conference will be held under the theme Conquering New Frontier in Healthcare Delivery through Nursing and Midwifery Research. It's being held on August 10 and 11 at the Knutsford Court Hotel in Kingston. The Manchester Police Youth Club will be staging its Mr. and Miss Manchester pageant on Sunday, August 13. The event will be held at the Manchester High School starting at 7 p.m. Tickets cost $300 pre-sold and $500 at the gate. Children under 12 pay $250. The Poverty Reduction Program 4 is currently offering tertiary and vocational scholarships to persons aged 17 to 25 from targeted communities. For application forms, list of accompanying documents, and guidelines, as well as targeted communities, visit the Jamaica Social Investment Fund website at jsif.org. The deadline for applying is August 14, 2017 at 5 p.m. Applications can be submitted at the Social Development Commission office in the Albion Community Centre, 1 Albion Road, Montego Bay. And in Kingston at the Jamaica Social Investment Fund office in the Dorchester, 11 Oxford Road. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, wishes to advise the public that elector registration identification cards for electors added to the May 31, 2017 voters list are now available. ID cards must be collected at electors' respective EOJ constituency office. All current elector registration ID cards are valid until December 31, 2017. The ECJ will commence a house-to-house enumeration exercise this financial year to create a new voters list and new cards. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868-022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
Coming up next, our news of the week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Cabinet has approved an additional allocation of $2.57 billion to help the National Security Ministry boost its crime-fighting efforts. The money will facilitate activities associated with the zones of special operations and provide additional resources such as vehicles and CCTV systems and body cameras for policemen and women.
This is a substantial allocation that we think that the ministry will be using very strategically to ensure that we bring under control the scourge of crime in Jamaica.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Robert Montego this week reported a 5% reduction in 5 major crimes over the January to June period this year.
We have seen a decrease in aggravated assault by 15%, in break-ins by 8%, in larceny by 32%, in rape by 17%. We have seen a decrease in robbery by 26%.
Minister Montego was addressing the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference held over 3 days at the Jamaica Conference Center in Kingston. Education State Minister Floyd Green says the National Plan of Action for an Integrated Response to Children and Violence is to be finalized within 6 months. The document is being revised to incorporate recommendations from a workshop focusing on its continued development.
Let us look at our national draft plan and see how we could pull everybody together for one final time on this topic. Review what we have done thus far, update as much as possible, and come out of this with a clear direction to ensure that we have a plan that can make it before Cabinet.
Government has commenced distribution of relief funds to persons affected by flood rains in May. Labour and Social Security Minister Shaheen Robinson delivered checks to 30 persons in St. Catherine recently. They are among householders identified to benefit from a total $35 million in relief grants.
It is my hope that the financial assistance being provided today will fill some immediate needs and encourage the recipients to use this one-off assistance wisely.
Government is to review Jamaica's foreign affairs and foreign trade policy to strategically align them to the country's growth and development targets. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure to members of Jamaica's diplomatic community in London during a meeting at the High Commission in the United Kingdom on Wednesday. Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has ordered an immediate review of security arrangements at public health facilities. The ministry's permanent secretary is to lead the investigation. A statement from the ministry says the review is in response to the upsurge in reports of public health staff coming under undue pressure by rogues who seek to impose their will on the medical staff. Dr. Tufton is urging healthcare workers who may be traumatized to make use of the various counseling services that are available. The Office of the Prime Minister OPM has officially launched its Jamaica House petition portal, giving citizens the opportunity to lobby the government on matters of national importance. OPM's Director of Communications, Robert Morgan, says it is in keeping with the government's mandate of transparency and accountability. The portal can be accessed via the website of the Office of the Prime Minister. And finally, a beautification program will be implemented over the next 2 weeks for the Emancipation and Independence period to ensure cleaner streets for the holidays.
Cleaning up the town centers, the byways and the hedges, because we believe that the better solid waste management practices will give us a healthier Jamaica. And as we always say, Jamaica's beauty is our duty.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
It's a new beginning. New day is dawning. It's time to arise. We have the gene of achievement and pride.
A bold new beginning. Time for action. We have the spirit to fight on. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Let us make every effort to forge unity and resolve to work hard for our prosperity. Leaving our children a legacy of hope. Breaking the shackles and smashing the old.
This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica.
Let me hear the children say.
This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Come on, everybody, let's sing. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Jamaica, together we can.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed. I am Adrian Atkinson, wishing you peace and prosperity. Take care of your health, exercise, eat well, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.